Washington Wizards have done it again. The boys lost a team record-tying 16 games in a row for the third time in less than 11 months. Leaves the Wizard at 6-41 on the season.
I look at John Wall right now, his size, his defensive tenacity, his leadership, his willingness to accept and embrace responsibility. He has elevated himself to star status, and he is approaching superstar status.
John Wall is the face of that Washington franchise. They had a good season last year, some playoff success, and now they have their core of Wall, Bradley Beal, and now Otto Porter, who has a new $100 million deal. That's their core now going forward in Washington.
Who's the best point guard in the NBA?
Me. Well, I think everybody get to see me now. I mean, we've been on TV a little bit lately, more than we have. But I think I've been doing the same thing, but I'm just doing it better this season, and I'm doing it on both ends of the floor.
How will he bounce back when he does come back? If he comes back, March, middle of March, it takes a while for any player of any magnitude to kind of settle back into that game scenario. And how will the Washington Wizards really adjust?
What the hell has the Washington Wizards done to think they have arrived? Y'all right now are looking like straight garbage. Bradley Beal and John Wall, I'm going to put it on Front Street. Yeah. There's something about their relationship that ain't right.
Other than that, I think every game was a compete battle. We went down to the wire. We had a 5-point lead going to the fourth quarter, and it resolved back to the fourth quarter. They just outplayed us, made shots. We turned the ball over, and it was a more aggressive team.
And with the 15th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Troy Brown Jr. from the University of Oregon.
Because Dwight is probably the most delusional player of his generation, going to one of the most delusional teams in the league. And you're adding this guy that's constantly been a problem in all these other teams.
Allegedly.
But in a way, it's a perfect fit.
The Wizards were 22-17 last season against teams that didn't make the playoffs. 4 decades since the Wizards won 50 games, tweaks have been made to the supporting cast to make Washington more talented and certainly much more deeper. Success is determined in the NBA by stars.
This is what Dwight Howard has been the second half of his career. He comes in, he makes big promises, he talks trash with Shaq, and then for various reasons can't deliver. And a lot of it's not his fault, quote unquote, because he has dealt with severe injuries.
It's time for a blow up. I'm not questioning John Wall's abilities. I'm questioning his level of production. It ain't just your job to score, it's your job to lead. To lead. They have no leadership, they have no chemistry.
So I understand why Ernie acted in the way he did. I agree with you. I don't like, in general terms, moving a 23-year-old with optionality for a 33-year-old who you have no connection to moving forward.
He actually is back in the building today, and he's walking around with a bulky walking boot. And that's a telltale sign that he has to stabilize the left heel, and it's the end of the 2018-2019 season for John Wall.
Wizards guard John Wall will undergo surgery to repair a ruptured left Achilles tendon. The procedure, which has yet to be scheduled, Wall is expected to return to full basketball activity in approximately 12 months from the time of surgery.
And Otto Porter gets from, really escapes the pressure that was on him on that big deal in Washington. Trade deadline always offers up some fresh starts for guys, and this is a fresh start for all these players.
The Wizards fired President Ernie Grunfeld. Now, during Grunfeld's 16 years, he never won more than 50 games in a regular season and never made it past the second round of the playoffs. What a perfect way to avoid the media negativity.
This should be a humbling experience for John Wall. To have surgery on your heel and be recovering from that and then have this happen, this is a major injury for a player like this.
With the 9th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Rui Hachimura from Koyama, Japan, and Gonzaga University.
Me in the offseason, just getting my motion back in my foot, just being able to walk on 2 shoes, that's what I'm really waiting to get to. Then after that is everything. It's just taking my time and go with the process. That's how long it takes.
I have a great opportunity in front of me to be able to make a huge difference in a change in a franchise and kind of be the cornerstone of that piece. And a lot of guys think it's crazy, but, I accept challenges. I feel like this is the best situation.
John Wall is hurt, not expected to be available this year. Bradley Beal is going to be a part of an absolutely awful roster. My condolences to him and all those Wizards fans that are coming to watch them this year.
The guy's in his prime years of his career. He's playing outstanding right now for this franchise. And it's tough on him because John Wall has been out the last couple years. It is tough on your shoulders to deliver like this every night.
We know our future is John, but I'm a winner. I'm always looking at, what we have now. I'm coming out here with the guys that I have, and I'm trying to make a playoff push. I want to win now. I want to compete now. Our record damn sure doesn't show it. We still have to come out and compete, be the best we can be.
With the 9th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Deni Avdija from Herzliya, Israel.
The Wizards have traded John Wall to the Houston Rockets. Now, the Wizards will get Russell Westbrook in return, but also give up a first-round draft pick for him. Now, Westbrook, he's good. He's a 9-time All-Star and won league MVP in 2017.
DC is a basketball town, so why aren't the Wizards better loved? Well, because they're not better. The pairing of Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, for whom you traded John Wall, can get DC back to the playoffs.
Bradley Beal is a star. He deserves better than what he's getting in the nation's capital. But the Washington Wizards at this particular moment in time are atrocious. They are horrible. And it's primarily because of their defense.
I think he's a dynamic lob threat, and that's something that Russell Bradley can take full advantage of in pick and roll. And he's only 22 years old, great contract moving forward. That's somebody I think we can grow with, and he's a good complement to what Thomas Bryant brings to us.
Russell Westbrook has just surpassed Oscar Robertson. It lasted 47 years, and now Russell Westbrook stands there all alone.
A record that was titled untouchable for 47 years.
I just wanted to let the team know that, this season, at the time, we were struggling and everybody was doubting us on the outside, and we had to figure out a way to knuckle up and make the playoffs. Simple as that.
Nobody really put us to be in the position we're in. Nobody expected us to be here, and I don't think anybody, sure enough, didn't think we'd take them to 5. I still strongly in my heart believe we could have took them to 7.
The Wizards and Scott Brooks are parting ways after 5 seasons there. Wizards declined to offer Brooks a new contract extension. 5 seasons, just a single playoff series win along the way.
With the 15th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Corey Kispert from Gonzaga University.
Headline stealing trade. Russell Westbrook, bona fide star, but he's a flawed player. True basketball people know that. Low information fans don't. They're aroused by this trade. It's orgasmic. Look at the resume. Mr. Triple-Double. Holy crap.
They'll be solid next year. They're deep. I don't know where the ceiling on this team is. I don't think it's particularly high, but they've done a really nice job transition from John Wall plus a pick for Russ. Russ gets you a pick back, and all these players, that's a good bit of business for Tommy Shepard.
We are following breaking news out of the NBA where Wizards star Bradley Beal set to undergo season-ending wrist surgery. He's been dealing with a torn ligament in his left wrist. He sat out Washington's last 4 games.
Trading Kristaps Porzingis to the Washington Wizards. Porzingis was brought to Dallas. He could team up with Luka Doncic. Porzingis just hasn't really gotten the footing that they thought he would have coming out of the New York Knicks.
This is just a devastating reality. They lose one of the better players in the NBA. This is a guy who's going to have freedom as a free agent. Bradley Beal not being a part of that team drastically changes whatever long shot they had to try to create some relevance for this season.
With the 10th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Johnny Davis from the University of Wisconsin.
Bradley Beal has talked very consistently about his love of that city, that organization, and I think there's a level of confidence there, that they're going to be able to re-sign him, but he is a free agent now.
Big day in the NBA. Nuggets finalizing a trade that would send Will Barton and Monte Morris to the Wizards, according to multiple reports. In exchange, the Nuggets would get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Ish Smith.
Bradley Beal just agreed to a max contract with the Philadelphia. Joking. The Washington Wizards. The deal is a 5-year deal, $251 million max contract. Cha-ching.
Bradley Beal, very good player. One-time third-team All-NBA selection in 10 years. I mean, he's like the 20th best player in the league. If the 20th best player in the league has that much control of your organization, how the hell are you contending for anything?
Unfortunate. Sometimes the ball rolls that way. It's very tough. It's a very challenging situation. Many of us have ever lost 10 in a row. It's very, very tough. It's very, very tough, for sure. Nobody likes to lose, let alone 10 times.
This was a player, Hachimura, who had wanted to be moved, did not reach a contract extension, rookie extension this summer. And I think for Washington, this is a chance for them, to move on from Hachimura.
We didn't do things we set ourselves out to do. We all have to be better, have to be better. Everybody has to develop, get better. I don't think we're good enough right now. It's just a testament to who we are. We all have to be better. It's not just one thing, not one area. We all have to be better.
The Wizards are stuck on the mediocrity treadmill. They missed the playoffs in back-to-back seasons under Shepard in 4 of the last 5 years, and Tommy Shepard never won over 35 games in a season as a GM.
Michael Winger, the new president of the Washington Wizards, said he had been given clearance by ownership to do a complete rebuild, and that has left everybody in the league wondering, what about the future of Bradley Beal?
Porzingis, the past season, you see the numbers here. He averaged over 23 a game, the best field goal percentage in his career. Stayed healthy as well, was able to play in 65 games. That was the most he had played in a season.
Washington Wizards trading Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, and draft compensation. Part of the deal, Beal's agreed to waive his no-trade clause. He spent the first 11 years of his career in Washington.
And move out Jordan Poole, who will start a new 4-year, $140 million contract extension this season. This is a Warriors team that has some difficult financial decisions to make. Moving on Jordan Poole to the Wizards.
The Washington Wizards have had an offseason of upheaval. Kristaps Porzingis is gone. Jordan Poole comes in, but now some familiarity. Kyle Kuzma goes back to Washington on a 4-year, $102 million deal.
We have a really good mix. We got vets who played at the highest level before. We have young guys who are motivated and determined. But I think through all of this, the most promising quality that this locker room has is that we're competitive.
There's Kuz with a steal. Ahead to Poole. Poole off the backboard to Kuzma. He slams. Crowd here at State Farm Arena. Not happy with that Harlem Globetrotter play.
Breaking news is that Wes Unseld is out as head coach of the Wizards. Wizards lost again last night. They're not good. 7 wins on the season, on pace for 13 for the entire season out of 82 games. So you knew changes were going to come at some point.
He's averaging 11 points and 8 rebounds. He's 25 years old. 6'10", 234, a guy who rebounds, a guy who's athletic, a guy that doesn't need the ball to be successful.
What do they need to do with this roster?
I would say blow it up, but it's already blown up. I mean, they are awful. Just awful. They're bad. They're very, very, very bad.
Personally, I don't think it was bad as it made it seem. Going into year 1 of a rebuild, you're going to have a lot of struggles and a lot of nuances to kind of go over. We tried our best to go out every single night and compete and win. And some nights we did, some nights we didn't.
This is a great day for the Washington Wizards. To get the 2nd overall pick, this will be their highest draft pick in 14 years. To just stay there where they were with the 2nd best odds is a major victory for the Wizards.
One of the picks was like mid-lottery pick in this draft that everyone says sucks. So if you're rebuilding and you get rid of a 23-year-old who is homegrown, getting better and better, and we don't know how good he'll ultimately be.
With the 2nd pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Alex Sarr from Toulouse, France, overtime elite, and Australia's Perth Wildcats.
This is the best team I've been around from a standpoint of like chemistry, camaraderie, character. Since I've been in Washington, everybody here is very similar because we all love basketball. The young guys that the front office drafted are phenomenal.
And now the Wizards find themselves in the midst of a 14-game losing streak that saw them suffer through a no-win November, 2-16 this season. Hey, be good or be good at it.
Washington Wizards have done it again. The boys lost a team record-tying 16 games in a row for the third time in less than 11 months. Leaves the Wizard at 6-41 on the season.
This team had to be broken down, not just knocking down walls, but you had to all the way down to the foundation. This is that foundation, and now over the next couple of years, you hope to see all these guys' talents come to fruition.
Just their double-digit losses. That puts them on pace for 62 double-digit losses this season, which would set a league record. And all of those lopsided losses mean the Wizards are being outscored by 15.2 points a game.